Hi, Mrs. Denny. Hi, Mrs. Denny. This is our last news notebook, and my mom is going to interview. Say hi, Mom.
Hi.
Okay, so we are doing weeks 9 through 12, which are the last weeks for the news notebook. And they are. So first we have week 9, and I'm going to tell you about it. So it is about Malala, and she was a young woman activist, like a teenager. She was about my age who got shot by these group of men who do not like the idea of women who want to be educated. So they shot her and it shot her in the head and stuff. And she is on the road to recovery, and so which is basically like a miracle. So, like I said, for week 6, I wrote about a young woman activist that was shot in the head for wanting young women to be educated in her country. And the doctors at the time didn't know she was going to survive or not, but in this article that I read, she is on the road to recovery. And now, a month later, she was put in intensive care unit in Pakistan, and she had no severe brain damage, which is amazing. And she can now smile, read, write, and she can walk, but not long distances.
What country is she from?
Pakistan. So the questions are: the people that shot her, have they been arrested? Which you won't know, but I don't think they. I'm not totally sure because I read the whole article, but it never really mentioned on their punishment or what they had. But it's just a question. And the second question is, how long will it take for her to be fully recovered? And it didn't say that in the article either, but they said maybe it would take her about a couple years because I mean she has to like um right, yeah, she still doesn't know names and stuff because
she's
so
suffered
traumatized.
neurological damage.
Yeah, but it's not like too bad of brain damage that she won't be able to. What I'm saying is that she'll be able to like get all that stuff back, but it just takes time. So, and then I think that it is just great that she wasn't so terribly injured and that she can never talk so that she can I said I think that is great that she wasn't so terribly injured that she could never talk, smell, read, or even walk. So I think that is almost a miracle that she is recovering so fast and healthy. What do you have to say about this?
Well, it's tragic, right? It's
Yeah.
tragic that because she was an activist for women to be educated, that she gets injured like that, and it's horrible that that's the consequence. So hopefully, her message is out there, and that more and more people understand,
Yeah.
what's happening, and more women can be saved.
And people were like outraged with this because why would they want to shoot a young girl?
And she's an activist, right? She wants to have the right to be educated.
And it's kind of amazing how young she is and how she's like taking a stand for everybody else. So that was week 9.
Are we supposed to be on the video?
Yeah, it's on. See?
Oh, so we're reading this so that she sees us.
Yeah, she sees us.
Oh, okay.
But it's recording, so okay. So week 10, and it was about Jordan protesters speak out against King Abdullah. And so there was a riot in Jordan about the high gas prices, and I was kind of surprised because I didn't know that the whole world was being affected by the gas prices, like it wasn't just the United States. And so there was a riot in Amman, Jordan, and there were these protesters that were complaining and everything about their gas prices and how their king wasn't doing anything. And so soon tear gas and water cannons were being thrown into the crowd, and then soon they were chanting slogans that were against their king, King Abdullah. And apparently that was very rare for their country, Jordan, to like speak out against their king because apparently they've had like all of these kings that they've loved so much, but this king hasn't done anything about that, which is kind of a shock.
Isn't he the son of the old king?
I think so. But I don't.
From what I understand, this is what I understand, that he is the son of the old king, and the old king was married to a Jordanian, but then split from her.
Yeah.
And then married an American, Queen Noir.
Yeah.
But this is not her son.
Yeah.
Right.
Did you learn that from Homeland?
No, I mean, years ago. There was a big Vanity Fair a couple years ago.
Very nice. So apparently that negatively, like, never mind. So hundreds of people were there wanting the government to reverse their decision on raising the fuel and gas prices. And so my questions were, why did this riot protest have to end in such violence, like basically everything else, everywhere?
Because it was a peaceful protest.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly. And they were just complaining about the gas prices because it's ridiculous on how high they are. Like, and then why are the gas prices so high, and is the world suffering from the high gas prices? And apparently that's yes. So mine.
How did it end so dangerously? I didn't see that.
Oh no, there were like tear gas and water cannons being thrown into the crowd after because the police were like, this is enough, because they wanted to basically, because everybody else knew that the gas prices are so high, but the people just want money, so they were like the police and everybody they were told to like shut everybody up because they didn't want anybody else hearing about it, and so that's how they did it. So this article is pretty interesting because it seems like everyone around the world is being affected by the outrageous prices of gas, fuel, and oil. And why isn't the King Jordan wanting to raise the price? And why isn't he helping his country in a time of economic crisis? So that's what I said.
So do you think that he's a fairly checked out king? That he doesn't
Probably, I don't know, but this is my dog Cody. I don't know if you can see him. Anyway, so week 11. Um, so week 11. It is about Kenya and some grenade attacks. Okay, getting it up. So basically, on November 18th, there were 7 deaths and 24 injuries, and then a grenade was tossed into a minibus in the middle of Kenya. And so far, no group or person has claimed responsibility for this attack. But 2 weeks ago, there was a grenade that was thrown into a church, and a worshiper was killed, but 13 were wounded. And then some witnesses suspected that some members of the Al-Shabaab, an Islamic militant group, were involved. So basically, these people were just being harmed, and really, it was just, I don't see why an Islamic group was wanting to harm some people in Kenya, but.
Well, I mean, terrorist related, it sounds like, right?
Yeah.
Islamic militant group?
Militant, yeah. They're like terrorists, too, probably. But, and then so my questions were, why would the group Al-Shabaab want to kill innocent civilians? And then why does Al-Shabaab have, like, what does Al-Shabaab have against Kenya?
I'm not sure it was against Kenya. It was hostage. I mean, it was an act of terror. So yeah, I mean, why did they choose Kenya?
Yeah.
Kenya, do they have something against, or was it about something else we don't know about?
Yeah. But, and so then I said, I think this article is very sad because I don't understand why an Islamic militant group would want to harm innocent people that are in Kenya. And then I said, it seems like a lot of angry people around the world are out to kill anybody, even if they are innocent and don't have anything to do with the problem, which to me is so sad and disturbing. So I said, why would they want to harm innocent people instead of, like, the government or,
It's very hard to wrap your head around. I don't understand either.
Yeah. So that's week 11. And so last but not least, week 12. Okay, so week 12, it is about Greenland and Antarctica and how their ice is melting so fast. And so, speeding up, so based on the scientific studies that we have today, the ice is melting about 11 millimeters a year, which of course, doesn't seem like a lot, but actually in perspective, that is a lot. And and you don't know it yet, like, and people don't really realize how big of a problem it is. And so the ice is melting faster and faster every year. In Greenland, people fear that there will soon be no ice left. Based off global warming, the ice is melting rapidly, and Antarctica is losing mass, but not as fast as Greenland. At this rate, it will not be ice-free until 5,000 years from now. So basically, Greenland will still have ice, but it'll just get smaller and smaller and smaller. And then I said, this not only affects humans, but also the wildlife. Endangered species are on the road to extinction based on global warming. So, Molly. Sorry. Okay, so then my questions are, why do you think that the ice is melting so fast, and how can we prevent or delay global warming? So I said, so this is the question, and so why do you think that the ice is melting so fast?
Well, it's scary. Matt did
Report.
a report on, I guess there was an ice pack, and I'm not sure if it was either in Greenland or Iceland or somewhere else, that was as big as the United States. It's melting, like, it melted basically rapidly. So I think that, this whole global warming thing is really scary because they just don't know the unintended consequences.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's very disturbing that um, our habitat is changing so incredibly rapidly, and who's to say what's going to happen? So it's very.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so the last but not least, my reflection was, we learned about global warming last year, and one of the ways that we can prevent global warming is pollution. Pollution is causing most of the world's problems. It includes sickness, the loss of oxygen in some areas because the air is so polluted. Like, you know how sometimes there's a lot of smog in LA in the summer, but you know how you said that's like based off pollution and like all the oil and everything, and how it's not good. And then it said this affects animals in such a big way. Some animals can't swim for a long period of time, like polar bears, and they need to rest and catch food, but how can they do that when there is no stable ice or ice at all? This is a huge problem in our world, and we, meaning everyone, need to find a way to stop or prevent it, and then ... fast. So, what do you think?
I think it's really scary. I think that the problem has escalated very rapidly, like I just said, over the last few years. We're getting more and more educated about how the pollutants are affecting. I'm trying to think of the word that's actually affecting the atmosphere. That's affecting all of this, but it is very disturbing. And I think there's going to be a lot of unintended consequences, such as flooding, droughts, illnesses that we don't know of, extinct animals. Yeah, it's very upsetting. So I agree that action needs to be taken fast. How big, how much, what countries are paying for what to have it done. There was just a recent summit, and I guess the poor countries, the least developed countries, want to have the wealthier countries pay for education and cleaning up those environments, and the wealthy countries don't even know where to start with this, I guess. So it's
Because they
just
have their own problems too.
so it's just the world can't even agree that this is our habitat, and there will not be any humans left if we don't take care of our Earth. So I think it's very, very scary.
Yeah. So, ending on that positive note, that is the last video for these news notebooks. Bye, Mrs. Dunny.
Bye.